Hello, students. Today's lesson is about The Lost Child, written by Mulk Raj Anand. Now, students, do you have any idea about what the story is all about? Or can you grab any idea from the title about what the story will be? Yes, it is obvious. The story is about a small child who becomes lost. Now, where does he become lost? Does anyone help him? What happens to him? Let us read the story to find out the answers to these questions. Now, the story reads that it was the festival of spring. That means it was during one springtime that a festival was taking place, and everyone was in their festive spirits. Now, crowds of people could be seen coming out of lanes and alleys, and they were all very joyful and cheerful. Some came on horses, whereas others came on bullock carts, whereas some walked on foot. And in this crowd, there was one little boy who had come along with his parents. He was brimming over with life and laughter. Why? Because this little child was going to the fair. He had come with his parents to enjoy the village fair. The child's eyes lingered on everything that he observed on the way. The toys, the sweets all attracted him, and he lingered behind. But his parents called out to him, "Come, child, come!" And the child obeyed his parents' call. He knew that his parents won't let him buy the toys that he saw on the way. But still he gathered up his courage to ask his parents for the toys. "I want that toy," he pleaded with his parents. But his father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant's way. That means his father gave a disapproval or an expression of refusal or disapproval to his son's demand. At this, the child became very upset because his demand for the toy was not fulfilled. And the mother's heart melted with pity at the sight of the unhappy child. So the mother drew the child's attention to the mustard field that was before them. And the child got easily fascinated by the mustard field. The mustard field looked very beautiful. Do you know how it looked like? It looked like melting gold, and it was stretched across miles and miles of even land. The child was easily fascinated by the little fluttering insects that hovered over the flowers for nectar, like the dragonflies, the butterflies, the bees, etc. All fascinated and attracted the child. The child ran after these fluttering insects in order to catch them. And meanwhile, his parents took rest in the shade of a grove near the edge of a well. They did not want the child to lag behind, so they called out to him, "Come, child, come!" And the child obeyed his parents. And just as the child entered the grove, he experienced a sudden rain of petals on him, and the child was immediately fascinated by it. He started collecting the beautiful petals in his little hand. Just then he heard the cooing of doves, and he ran towards his parents shouting, "Dove, dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. The child ran around the banyan tree in a joyous mood or in a cheerful mood. But the parents did not want the child to lag behind, so they called out to the child, "Come, child, come!" Now the family headed towards the village fair. They made their way through the mustard fields in order to reach the village fair. Now the child saw a sweet meat seller hawking gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, and the child was easily fascinated, and his mouth started watering by the idea of barfi because it was his favorite sweet. But he knew that his parents would not allow him to have the sweet, and so he had to move on. Next, he saw a flower seller hawking a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child desired to have a garland around his neck, but he knew that his parents would not buy him one. So he ignored his desire, or he ignored the beautiful garlands, and he followed his parents. Next, he saw a man holding colorful balloons or rainbow colored balloons in his hand, and he desired to have one of those silken colored balloons or rainbow colored balloons, but he knew that his parents would not allow him, so he walked on further. Next, he saw a snake charmer playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket, but he remembered that his parents had asked him not to listen to such type of coarse music, so the child ignores the snake charmer and his music and turns to his parents. He started walking along with his parents by ignoring the music of the snake charmer. Next, he saw a roundabout in full swing, and the child was very happy. The child saw how people shrieked and cried, and there was dizzy laughter in them who sat themselves in the roundabout. The child immensely desired to sit in that roundabout, but when he turned around to seek his parents' permission, what did he see? He saw that his parents were not there. The child realized that he was lost. His parents were not with him, and this drew him into a state of panic. He started panicking. He started crying bitterly. He started sobbing and running here and there in a state of panic in order to find his parents. He looked intently or perfect at the people standing in front of him. They were all talking and laughing, but the child could not find his parents. So the child decided to go to the temple where he thought he could find his parents. And the child pushed his way through the crowd in the temple, and he had to endure the angry looks or the angry expressions of people. He could have been trampled on foot, but it was the cry, "Mother, Father," that saved him. He kept on crying out, or he kept on calling out to his parents, "Mother, Father." Just then a man heard the little child's cry, and he took pity on the little child. He lifted the child in his arms and asked him where his parents were or to whom he belonged to. But the child cried bitterly that he wanted his parents, or he wanted to see his parents. The stranger tried to pacify the child, or he tried to cool the child. He asked the child whether he would like to ride on a horse. But the child cried out, saying that he only wanted his father, he only wanted his mother. Next, the man took the child to the place where the snake charmer was playing on the flute and swaying the cobra. So, the man thought that the child would stop crying by looking at the snake charmer and the cobra, but this did not happen. The child cried out even more loudly, "I want my father, I want my mother." So the man tried another way to pacify or to console the child. The man took him near the balloons and he asked the child whether the child would like to have one of the beautiful brightly colored balloons. But the child ignored those balloons and just wanted to see his father and mother. He sobbed and said that I want my mother, I want my father. Then the man took the child to the flower seller and asked the child whether he would like to have a garland around his neck. But the child sobbed and cried even more loudly, saying, I want my father, I want my mother. Lastly, the man took the child to the sweet meat shop and asked the child whether the child would like to have some sweets or not. But the child immediately replied, I want my father, I want my mother. And this is how the story ends. Now, students, I want you to understand that in the beginning, the child was full of his little demands. He wanted to have barfi, he wanted to have toys, sweets, balloons. He wanted to listen to the music of the snake charmer, but he had to obey his parents. But now, when there was someone who was offering him with all those things, the child completely denied those things which had fascinated him before. Now, do you know the reason why? The child had become lost. He had become separated from his parents. The child realized that the only thing that was important to him was his parents. So, above all things that he had desired or was fascinated previously, he realized that his parents were very important to him. So, he kept on crying and calling out to his parents because he realized that only his parents or only the presence of parents near him would make him happy. So that's all for today. Thank you.